Yeah.
But when the time comes out, it's
How you doing? How are you?
so we're deciding how you want to do that. That's the only thing. I think my husband.
Look at that.
I did make it a proper. 2 hours and 38 to that's the proper. That's it. Not so much. July 4th. Right.
They had a 91% occupancy rate down there, the highest it's been in 5 years.
Good week. Cool. Hey, let's get started, guys. You ready to get rolling?
Yeah.
Dust the rust off after a fun week, right?
Yes.
All right. What do we do?
On the quality of life
We
business.
gotta bring it hard. We gotta bring it hard. Let's do it.
Wake up.
How do we impact lives?
By selling homes.
There it is. There it is. What are you?
Millionaires.
All right. What's our market center?
Number one in Missouri.
Woo! All right, let's do it. Let's get rocking and rolling, guys. What are some positive things that are going on in your business right now? Give me some good stuff. What do we do? Pour some sugar, right? Yeah, I got a great voicemail from you the other night. So tell me a little bit about what's happening.
Well, we've got a lot going on actually, but we've got a house, a lead that came in and we listed it and we had 2 showings. We got an offer, the guy said, nope. And so a couple weeks later, I called the gal back to follow up on another house she showed of mine.
The buyer's
And she's
agent,
like,
right?
the buyer's agent, and she said, oh, you're calling about, did he change his mind? And I said, no. I'm calling about a different house, and she's like, well, just tell them our offer's still on the table. Well, they were supposed to have written 2 weeks before that, because they had a little window, and they didn't write. And so we resubmitted that offer to our guy, and he took it, and we're closing in a couple of weeks, so.
So persistent.
You just never know, follow up with those agents.
Was that a, like a $50,000 deal, or what was that?
$295.
Persistence, that's a pretty good call, don't you think?
Yeah, it was pretty
Oh,
good.
that's nice. Linda?
My new listing had, the first people looked at it 3 times,
Yeah.
wrote a contract, and we're still negotiating it. My sellers got out of touch for the weekend, and so we don't know what's gonna happen. It's getting
How quick,
commercial.
so three showings and how long in a contract?
2 weeks or less. I can't remember.
You know, I gotta tell you.
Well, no, it's about, yeah, that's right, because I just think I was getting it the last
Yeah.
meeting. So it's been, it started, it's 2 days on the market when she had the first showing. So I know it's priced close.
I love it, you got some deals going, I love it, let's keep going. What else is happening out there? Good stuff, yeah. You keep climbing, so some good things must be happening in your world.
Even I got 2 closings this month.
Yes, Jessie closed on her house last Friday, and then she took a week off. So our life was a little chaotic, but we're glad she's back, and she closed on a new house, so
That's
awesome.
really cool, yeah.
And, I want to share, we had our second highest month ever in business in our years.
Second highest month ever.
Yeah.
So what month was this? This is May, June of 2012. Second. So how are you doing that stuff? What are you doing to go ahead and have, banner months?
Well, Bonnie and Clint are working really, really hard with buyers.
Okay.
They're getting the leads off the phone calls and offline and responding quickly.
Awesome.
And a lot of our listings are selling, we're getting the price to sell, so that's a lot of it.
You know what, we're seeing that trend all over the place. I mean, it's coming up big time in our numbers. I know we're focusing on the volume of listings taken over in June, is that right?
Right.
But what do you think kind of happened in June? We actually had a best month ever that has to do with listings. Surprisingly, it wasn't actually about listings taken. But what do you think it was about listings?
Listings sold.
Listings sold. Best month ever. Listings sold. You guys said in June. Pretty amazing stuff. You're I know you're jumping at it. What do you got, Mark? I love it. I love it. I love the energy.
We've been having, pretty good, I guess, our last meeting about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So we listed over $2 million worth of properties, 6 listings, and we got 1.3 under contract, and we're negotiating $500,000 now.
Woo! I love it.
We're working hard.
I love it. And I know you get pegged as the numbers guy, but guys, do you see how powerful that is to be able to rattle off those numbers like that? I mean, what if you're able to say stuff like that to your clients? I mean, that really puts things into perspective. In 3 weeks, we get $2 million in listing inventory. We put 1.3 under contract. I mean, that shows a lot of progress, right? And that's benefit evidence in a major way. I mean, people can sink their teeth in it. They can relate to it. That's pretty big stuff.
I gotta
Great
share one
job.
more thing, that, and it's just about that. I mean, it's amazing how things can just come all of a sudden because you're in activity on a consistent basis and then boom. And last week I decided one of my goals was, and you saw it on my team email, that I was gonna start working one section of my database at a time, so I can get it ready for E-Edge, and I can just, call everybody, get updated information, get updated addresses, make sure everything's going good. And so I made my first list of people that I was questioning on my past clients. And so I wrote them all down, and I didn't even get a pen from the paper, and 2 of them called me that very day. And one of them is gonna list their house, and the other one is our next hero. So we're writing a contract with them today.
Very good. Well, I love it. I'll tell you, there's a couple of things.
Or's got something for us.
I just had one. Thank
Gotta
you.
go
I
like,
need you for my, no.
Dive
I
in.
just had one really quick aha for Robin. She less than 30 days licensed, and she has $500,000 in business already.
So I love this part because it dispels the myth that I've got to be in real estate forever to go ahead and have any business, right?
No, it doesn't happen that way.
It doesn't happen that way. So what is she doing right now to go ahead and create that business?
Well, she took her first listing. The clientele came from an open house that she did a couple of weeks back,
Please be taking
and
notes.
she got several prospects from that open house, but this particular one had her out showing property, and then they found a house that they liked in the 300s. And they then needed to put their house on the market, which was in the 200s, and it sold in less than a week. And so everything will culminate in August, so.
So what I hear you saying in a massive way, she's focusing on the basic things that have a track record of success. She's being proactive about it. She's doing it, right? Awesome. And I'll do a shameless plug. Is she working with anybody to help out with some of that stuff?
Absolutely, she has a coach.
She sits next to the coach.
Who's that coach?
That would be me.
Nice, nice. I
And
like
it seems
that.
like everyone is making progress that I've been working with. Even Keith has some listings on his board. CBC.
I got 2 listings. One was on Facebook. I hadn't talked to the guy in like 6 years, but he just posts stuff and I put like, and then he called me. He knows every realtor. And he called me, we listed at 7% commission.
Awesome.
Price to sell. I got another one in North County, 7%. They didn't even hesitate.
Right.
Payout 3.15. Tired of seeing 2.7.
Great.
So
That's
we'll
great.
keep the momentum, and I haven't been as accountable as I am going to be. But it really does help, Lori, to have you saying, hey, where are you at? What are you doing? Why didn't you call? And it makes me really realize that I'm a business person, that this isn't just some hobby.
Yeah, and
So.
this is an appointment.
And it's an appointment.
Can I share one other thing? The other thing is too, is I really want to stress that buyer's consultation again, because Bonnie has shown Megan several buyer's consultations, and she had somebody call in one of our listings, or one of our leads wanted to go see it, and she said, well, why don't you come to the office for consultation, yada, yada. Thank goodness she did it. She said, because they couldn't get approved. It was a $100,000 listing, so instead of showing them 4 or 5 listings where they were pre-approved, she brought them in here, got them with the lender, found out that they couldn't afford to buy.
Saved a bunch of time.
Yeah, saved a bunch of time,
For
so
both
she's
parties, right?
yeah, so now she's helping them work on their credit, but that buyer's consultation is so important.
It's great.
I mean, that, and then the one thing I forgot to mention, since we said we had our second biggest month, is last year Bonnie did a little over $3 million, she's already at $4 million either under contract or sold. So she's where she's at.
Love it. So, seeing this, as a general factor, we've got a lot of success going on, a lot of things that are moving in the right direction. So that's pretty cool. So as you guys have more success and you guys are getting more of the commissions coming in, what's our structure like? You pay commissions, on everything that you go ahead and close, or is it cap out? What does that work? What am I? Is it a capping structure? Right? Yeah, this is an intelligence question, yeah. It's a capping structure, right? And we cap out at $20,000, right? So you guys want to know, we had 84 transactions on the books in June. Any idea how many of those folks got 100% of their paycheck? How many of those transactions?
Say it again.
84 deals were on the books in June.
Closed or just pending and closed?
Closed.
Closed, 84. So I can tell that to my clients now. 84,
Yep,
closed 84.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, the numbers that are in your, just so you know, the language of real estate, the numbers are, it's looking at May and May. So
That's
just
July
strike that
84.
page, I'll get you out the correct one.
Done.
So do make note of that, we're racing at the gun to go and get these in. Okay, we had transmittal in the middle of the month, and I'll give you kind of a heads up on that. And they don't give us those numbers until Monday morning, so we're doing everything we could to get them in, but, yeah, just strike that page, okay?
This one?
That's the one, right there, right next to
That's so
501.
slow. Did you score?
It's actually the entire, Maris.
Exactly, we just changed it to
Yeah.
Maris.
Yeah. So we cap at $20,000, we had 84 transactions. Here's the cool piece, just strike the whole page, guys. Here's the cool piece. 21 of those were paid out at 100%.
21.
25% of the deals that come through here are paid out at 100%. That's pretty cool stuff, guys. I mean, I think that's pretty fun. And, you know, I mean, it does focus on, you know, that's why we got to focus on making sure that you guys accelerate to get that 30% pay increase, right? So I'm really proud of that, to be able to pay that out. Now, the other thing that's cool about that there too is that we actually share the report.
Numbers guy, you have 25% of the people got 100%. You know what I mean? You say that 20% of the people do 80% of the business.
Yep.
It sounds like the second tier people are starting to produce and get into 100% cap. It's a numbers guy.
I mean, hey, here's the thing. Do numbers tell a story?
Yes.
Right? I mean, this is something that literally just crossed my desk about 5 minutes ago. So that's some pretty cool stuff. I mean,
You
yeah.
don't have to be
we
a
did
top
that.
agent, you have to be a consistent agent and have goals.
I hope you guys please write notes. This is great. I love it. I love it because that's true. You know, it's the what's the big shot? It's just a little shot that kept shooting, right? Gary Keller's #1 habit and trait that he looks for in talent and leaders around him is persistence. Right?
King.
You can be exceptionally average and still have a lot of success, tremendous success. You know, it's about consistency in the king. So we did great with profit share as well. We gave out $12,813 in June. So guys, congratulations. One really big thing, a really big success story that we've got on the leadership team, and we had, what I mentioned real quickly, that we had transmittal last month, or this past week. And Miss Jackie Ladd did a phenomenal job with transmittal. First one. There were no cots that were in the office, so it was, everything went perfect. Did a great job with it, super excited about it, and we're on to even more crazy and fun things for this month to go ahead and help support you guys. So I really appreciate your support and helping Jackie and Diane and Crystal and Edwina really knock out this past month. It means a lot to all of us, so that we can help support you at an even higher level. So thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, let's kind of go on to some of the things we were focusing on in June. What was our big initiative with listings? Listings, right? 501. Guys, we took 82 listings in June. 82 listings in June. It's a little shy. We needed to take 218 listings. It's a little shy of the 218 listings that we had to take. But do you guys think, you know, if you shoot for the stars and you hit the moon, are we doing okay?
Yes, we're improving, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, that was the third strongest listing inventory month that we took, ever in this office. Now, I gotta tell you, it's showing up in a massive way because 44, remember the biggest month ever? We had 44 of those listings go under contract. That's the biggest month ever we've had listings go under contract. So, gee, I think it's kind of working. You know, it's phase 1 was getting the listing, phase 2 is actually selling the listing, and you guys are advanced and skipping ahead and getting the home sold. So I think that's a pretty good deal, right? Now, when you're having a little bit of success, does that sometimes draw attention? Might it draw some attention from some of our fellow KW offices? So Chesterfield's got a little initiative going on now. So they're having a big listing inventory month. And guess what? I get a buzz from Mr. Ross Knowlting over at the corporate office. And he says, guys, you know, what do you say we have a little friendly competition? You know, why don't we each go ahead and set a percentage of listing inventory that we're looking to raise our inventory by, and whatever office is the furthest away from their goal picks up a fall party for all the offices to get together. So I thought I'd share that with you guys and see how you want me to respond.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah, like in the fall.
A blowout party.
I won't ask what you thought.
So what do you guys want me to, you guys want me to lay back?
A fall party. Fall, not fall.
So where do they want to have this in St. Charles County?
Ah, that's how I'll respond back. I like it. Yeah, I thought I had some competitive folks in here. So, all right, so yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting that some of the other offices are taking note and seeing some of the success that you guys are having with it and want to get involved with it. So I think it just creates a lot more momentum with it. So let's look forward to a little bit more of that. Sound good? So what's kind of fun here is that, you know, there's a method to the madness. You know, we're getting this inventory together here in June, July. Why? There's a couple of reasons, but why?
We're trying to winterize our business.
What's winterize our business? There's a few uncertainties that could potentially threaten the momentum that we have out there, correct? Right? And it seems like a lot of that stuff might be towards the end of this year. And what's the best way to winterize our business? Listing inventory's up, right? Yeah, activity now. What we do today shows up 60 to 90 days from now, right?
It's Halloween's in a couple weeks.
It's Halloween in a couple weeks, right? What else is around that time of year in Keller Williams? It's a little event, 8 weeks long. Bowl, right? So it's interesting here. You know, we've got all these potential uncertainties. We've got a presidential election. We've got economic uncertainties. We've got all these different things. That, do we have, I mean, yes, we can vote. Yes, we do impact that. But do we have a massive control over all of those things? No. So maybe we can go and focus on what we can control, and that's our business, right?
Right.
So, if what we do today shows up 60 or 90 days from now, and then we've got bold to give a nice supercharge in our arm, might be a good idea to maybe be focusing on, you know, how do we kind of get prepared for that, right? You know, I want to kind of talk with Will a little bit about Will kind of came to me and I'll be honest with you, man, you're just super amped up about it. I mean, to a level that I've really not seen, you know, it just on anything, you know? So it really caught you. It struck a nerve. Can you tell me about, first of all, what is bold? Because I'm talking with, you know, some agents that they have no idea. They hear me, you know, with this slang and jargon. What is it?
I'm looking around, I see a lot that probably haven't done bold, and quite a few that have done bold more than once possibly for some folks. Bold, well, obviously it means a life by design, not by default, is what the tagline is that goes with that. But I guess
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
What is it again?
a life by design, not by default.
Okay, so would a life by design, would that be proactive or reactive?
Obviously proactive.
Okay, what would a default one be?
Just
Reactive, right?
let what happens, happens.
Reactive, okay, cool. I like
Live in a
that.
world of hope.
Okay.
All right.
Hope floats.
Cool.
Wishes.
So what does it do? What's the concept? What's the setup? What's it look like?
Well, I mean, it's like, you said it's 8 weeks long typically. We meet once a week, particular day of the week. It's like going to work, but it's basically an intense dive into our industry. And I think the thing that I told you about this, I took a listing on Saturday down in Melville. Normally I wouldn't take one down there, but she's buying a house here. So I'm selling her house down there because then I get 2 sales. So as I was pushing my Keller Williams sign into the ground, I noticed all these cute little flags in everybody's mailbox. I said, that's so neat that you guys all put flags out. The whole neighborhood did. Oh, Coldwell Banker put that in. So I just, as I'm pushing the Keller Williams sign into the ground.
You guys sense the narrative there?
So the thing about bold is, the thing I get out of that, it's, you know, this book that, you know, we all have that went through bold, it's the things, the exact things that we can do in our business that create business versus all those other tertiary cute little activities, and it's the very specific things. And the nice thing about this is all of us that have been through bold, us veterans, and you know, we know there's times when we open this book, you know, especially, you know, if you get in the practice of doing the right things, but then, you know, all of a sudden you get into some of those other tertiary activities that don't always exactly lead to business so fast, and then you know, okay, I gotta get back to these things, like sticking flags by mailboxes doesn't always directly lead to business. I mean, I wanna send a thank you card to that office, thank you for making the neighborhood look good that I just took a listing. So,
Excellent.
so I mean, those are the relationship things. You know, this client was a referral from someone that I'd sold a house for, and sold them a new house. So this teaches you those things, so you have the right skills. And at the time when I did that, I was a new agent. I didn't even have a license when I went into the first bowl. I had my license during the first bowl that I went to.
So it's something that, first of all, you've done a couple times. So what would you say those folks have already been through?
I think you get more each time, and I think it's the nice thing is it happens once a year, typically around here, and I think it's right about the right time. I think it's when it starts to go, where you start to maybe get too far away from the right activities, and it's kind of that punch in the arm. And obviously, a lot of you guys know I'm a sports guy, and we talk a lot about the basics of sports. Some of these things are very basic things of making phone calls. And I look at my football team, and they're like, Coach, we know all these plays, but we run the same plays over and over and over again to where I can hold up one finger, the right one, by the way, which a certain finger to my team, and all 11 guys know exactly what they're supposed to do when I do that one sign because we practice it over and over and over again.
Right.
Well, this is kind of that, wake-up call. Okay, here are the right things to do. The other key point I would say about with all these uncertainties, with Bold going on during that uncertain time, here we're going to have a top-level individual that's, the people that teach Bold have to be very successful in our industry to be even allowed to be Bold instructors. Okay, so now we're going to have somebody that's going to be instructing us at this key point in time and history and all this stuff that'll help us react to what's going on. I think that's a key thing, is that, say there's some of those uncertainties come to fruition, we've got somebody there that's going to be working with us that's going to address those things and help us, how we react to them and how we communicate and how we keep our business successful, because that's what they've been entrusted to do by being our instructor.
I love it. What did Bold do for you, this last one?
The last one was a little different for me because my team nominated me to be a captain, which...
And you did a good job, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, there's one of our teammates right there. It was, it was kind of like a not it type of thing.
Hey, by the way, there's an aha in that. You were nominated to do what?
To be the captain of our team. We were called Bold Rush.
Ooh.
And, yeah. Feel the rush.
Bold Rush.
That's right. So we had a really fun team. Beal Lubin, who a lot of you know, was one of the folks on our team. So we had a vendor on our team as well. And there were a lot of vendors in this last group, which I thought was good. I think anybody in sales can benefit from Bold. It doesn't have to be just real estate. So I think it's good for all of them.
So you mentioned something about the time of year. So, it's great because it's a lot of times, agents are taking their foot off the accelerator, or making transactions typically go down. Other agents are, they're in holiday, telling them basically, right after Halloween, but then you're putting the foot down. So that's somewhat critical for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then what month is December? What comes right after December?
January.
So 2012 will tip into 2013.
Right.
Did that help you out or is all?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had 5 closings in February and 5 closings in March, and it was the work I had done that previous quarter that really led to all that activity. So that's really cool.
It sounds cool and everything. It sounds like I'd like to do both.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it cost? What are the obligations I got to do with that?
It costs less than a single closing. The cost of Bold is $800. And one of the things that I do and that is open to all of us, and now I think our MCA knows what that is, but you can put money away for KW classes, because I kind of threw her off when I said, yeah, I'm storing money up for different things. She's like, what? So we figured that out. But when you're doing your green sheets, there's a spot where you could put, KW education or classes on whatever terminology you want in their training. So like if when I have a closing, I put $100 aside. So I've already paid for Bold. I've already got, so you can store some, squirrel it away. So that's one way to save it. But if you think about it, if you broke it down by $100 a week, I really thought about it. If you don't get at least a closing because of the efforts you put through Bold, you're not doing it right, I guess is the way I'd say it. But I think if you're on a team, the team motivates you and pushes you and drives you to do it. So I think it pays for itself over and over and over again.
Yeah, I think you're right. So here's the 3 things we think about. On a national average, the transactions in the 8-week period is 8.9 transactions. So if you're doing 8.9 transactions, the average sale price in St. Charles County is still at somewhere around $180,000. It puts you at an average commission of $5,000. So let's be thinking about this, because one of the economic fundamentals that we want to work with is a 4-to-1 return. So for every dollar I put in, I want to make sure that I get at least $4 back. So there's $800, $5,000, would you make that trade? 9 times over, as a matter of fact. So more like $45,000 over the course of an $800 investment. So that's a pretty cool fact right there, right?
Right.
Now, you also mentioned something about putting some money away per transaction now. Okay? This is an interesting one. So, the ALC had a chance to go ahead and talk a little bit about that option, and what they thought would be a good idea is to maybe match that. We've done the matching program in the past. So what the matching program looks like is for every transaction that you guys have from now until bold, every transaction you have from now until bold, you can put away up to $100 per transaction, and we will match up to $100 per transaction. And that's per transaction. So if you got 3 people on one transaction, not $300. Is that clear? Does that make sense? Questions, comments, concerns, exceptions?
So if you have 8, is there a cap on that? If you have 8 transactions, you put away
The cap would be 4. I mean, per
I mean, that's what I'm saying,
person.
you can go up to 4, and then the
Right.
other 4 will be matched and you're done.
Exactly. Exactly. Did you guys catch that? Just, so you can go up to 4, so you can put up to $400 in for a team, for each person, then we'll do $400, then we'll match up to $400. Now, there's a company cap on this at $10,000. So what does that mean?
First one.
Hurry, do it.
First come, first served.
First come, first served. That would be 25 people. All right. What's our vision?
The goal, well, here's the big vision is obviously, I love St. Charles County. I want things to happen in St. Charles County, so I had the opportunity to talk to your favorite person in the whole world, Diana Kokoska, and she said, I think each market center should be big enough to have their own bowl. So the goal that we have, this little team, and Bonnie has volunteered to help me with this, and she's a great bowl graduate as well, but to have it first in St. Charles County. That way we don't have to swim across the river like everybody thinks you have to do to get to St. Louis County. But have it here in St. Charles County, so bring it here. The goal is to have 80 people just from basically St. Charles County here and do it in our area. And that's our market center, and my goal is to challenge some of our competition. I'm going to invite other brokers. I think it'd be really interesting to have more than just a couple non-Keller Williams people in that room. I think it'd be kind of interesting, and that'd really kind of spark a little fun competition between the teams too. So,
Pretty fun stuff. I mean, well, you kind of came to me and said it'd be great to have 80 people from St. Charles be a part of bowl. So I think that'd be a pretty incredible thing. Now, what do you think that would do for the market center here? I mean, just the energy.
well, hey, how many listens did we take last month? Did you say?
82.
82. Okay, so I almost had like 20% of those. Okay, imagine if we could all. And I'm telling you right now, when I told you I was scratching the surface of what I could have done, I took 17 listings last month. My goal was 30. I was really kind of going nuts. You think about that, and that's your. I felt disappointed because I really only got 30. But about the time I hit 15, all of a sudden the work started catching up. As an individual agent, I'm like, oh my God. And so I started working pretty hard on all those 15 listings and added a couple more still. But it's in here. Like, I wouldn't have known how to get those for sale by owners if I didn't do this. I got that from this. So that really was where adding all those for sale by owners were. And so that was part of it. But I think, imagine if we all very easily could have 15 listings a month. I'm a new agent, guys. This is my second full year in the industry. My real anniversary is October, okay? So it's not like I've got these veteran skills. It's in this book, It's no secret. It's easy. I think.
We don't have to argue with success, right?
And she's new too. I mean, and you just heard what
I took it 3 times.
3 times? So, I mean, just, is anybody at least interested in both? I mean, just show of hands. I mean, just give me an idea here. Just, in general, just show of hands. Be proud. We can be proud. Yeah, right. All right. So, here's the thing. I know that what we'd also like to do is actually have, get some momentum going with that. So as people kind of commit to it and register for it, what we're going to be doing at each one of the team meetings, we're going to be doing giveaways. And anybody who registers is gonna be able to have an opportunity to win every single time we do a giveaway. So if you'd like to commit to it and with, the program that's been laid out, reach out to myself or Diane and also Will.
We got a little.
We got a thing going around
I
right
got
now.
we got a sheet we put
Thing.
together, that just says if you wanna have like a one-on-one with Bonnie or I, just if you really wanna learn a little bit more about it, since we don't have time in this meeting to get into the details, but, both of us, have really reaped the benefits of bold and would love to, wouldn't mind sharing that with you personally.
I think that's awesome. I appreciate it, guys. That's cool stuff. So that can bring a lot of energy, so I'm excited to find out a little bit more about that and continue to follow you guys with that.